Yeah, so we would, yeah. Air the.
I was curious, I didn't drive it there. I didn't know if I don't want to bug you.
I got trees. You tree them there.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's stop under there,
Right.
trying to sprout where it could.
There I got.
You can still say it.
No way. Make sure you're one.
I didn't move them out the cemetery, please. I usually try and move them out, or after. The meeting.
It's kind of like playing Russian roulette. I like remember yours this year.
Quick getaway spot. You know better if it warm up a little bit. Tomorrow. Today, Yes. Yes, that's one of the things that in relation to here, isn't it? It's over.
Yeah, that is supposed to be.
That's right. In the school and the field there.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. And to the republic for which it stands, one nation of God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Jesse. Here. Sims. Schmidt. Here. Pearson. Here. Here. Thank you very much. The city of Grant does record these meetings. City of Grant abides by the Nebraska Open Meeting Act according to American Business. A copy of that is posted on the South Hall and also on as required by the Nebraska state law. There's a copy of the city county packet in the council chamber that's located on a counter by the entrance near the coffee maker. This needs to stay there for public inspection, and this is also because of the Nebraska Open Meeting Act. The mayor and the city council reserve the right to enter into closed session at any time during the meeting in accordance with the Nebraska Open Meeting Act. Even though closed session may not be indicated on the agenda, it is the intention of the mayor and the city council to take up items on the agenda in order that are presented. However, we reserve the right to take up matters in a different order to accommodate our schedules. The city of Grant further reserves the right to adjust items on this agenda. Anyone wishing to speak during public comment may be limited to 3 minutes per person with a limit of 2 individuals speaking. So, position, please come to the podium, clearly state your name and address for the record and the agenda item when you wish to. Okay. Did everyone have a chance to review the agenda?
I'm going to accept the July 9th, 2024 proposed agenda.
Okay. Andrea moved, Kimberly seconds that we accept the July 9th, 2024 proposed agenda. Any discussion? Tierney, how do you vote?
Yes.
Kimberly? Yes. Andrea?
Yes.
Motion carried. Review and action on prior meeting minutes from June 25th, 2024.
Move to accept action on prior meeting minutes for June 25th, 2024, and waive the readings.
Second. Tierney moved, Kimberly seconds that we accept the prior meeting minutes from June 25th, 2024 and waive reading. Any discussion? Andrea, how do you vote?
Yes.
Tierney?
Yes.
Yes. Motion carried. Let's see. Communications, Josh?
All right, I will be brief, so we can get into the 7:05 public hearing. I'd like to officially announce that our new hire, Zach Sides, will start Monday, July 15th. We're excited about that. He's a Grant native. Everybody with there. Moved back to the area, so we're excited to have him join our team. As I was doing my research for a structural engineer, Brent Berkland at TC Engineering is now certified to do structural engineering. So that's great for us. We don't have to get someone clear out from Lincoln. He will have to fit it into a schedule as to when he can come do an inspection, but I reached out to him at the ball in his courts. That's good news for us. Familiar with that company, obviously, with Paul, being our engineer for many, many years. The striping company will be here Thursday evening. To do the parking stalls downtown, the bar, to touch up all the striping areas, the crosswalks, so on and so forth. July 12th, Army Band will be in town. So we're excited about that. This Friday, Army Band will be playing in the pavilion at the park, in the Melon Shell. Danielle Koenig was able to get the dome painted. It's very nice. She also assisted us in doing some maintenance around there with some sweeping and stuff like that. So it's all clean surface right now. It stays that way until Friday. She picked up quite a few rocks, I assume, from kids throwing rocks in there, but that's good news for us there. And then we are going to host the Aeronautical Commission on August 9th. They travel across the state, so the Nebraska Aeronautics Commission likes to pick different locations for their meetings, and we were selected to host the Nebraska Aeronautical Commission meeting on August 9th. So we're excited about that. They'll be at the airport for that meeting, and they come into town to eat, or someone will come pick up food for them. I suggest the step, obviously. Meetings, we'll have library board will meet tomorrow in the library by 15. And then I don't have anything on the books as far as any other meetings go. Pre-board will not meet this month. There being no action on their agenda and no necessity for them to meet. Their next meeting will be in August on the 21st. So I'll meet for them this month. It's not a big deal. They normally have 1 or 2 meetings a year and they don't need to meet.
It is now 7:06. I'm gonna open the public hearing for reviewing LBA one citizen advisory review. 6-month report, and it's what we're required to do every 6 months, so this is a standard item.
And we have the public hearing as required by Nebraska state statute in January and July. Citizen Advisory Review Board was able to meet. I'll talk a little bit more on that in the standing committee reports, but this was part of their process. They approved this report. Obviously, you have to have a public hearing for that. They did not, which is strange to me because they're who recommends the loans, although they are an advisory committee. But we only have one outstanding loan and one outstanding grant. The loan is paying on time and the grant is continuing to be 6 months.
And Amy, would wish to speak to this item. Again, this is the risk overview in LB 840 Citizen Advisory Review Committee 6-month report. And we do have to leave it open to like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Can you give your update since it's the same committee during this?
Oh, absolutely. I think that
That
would
makes
be
sense.
That makes sense. Yeah.
good idea. Scores up. Okay, so the Citizen Advisory Review Board did meet. And as you will see on your agenda, they are recommending loan for $125,000 for the CRA for the subdivision project. I will also note that, Mr. Deaver has been in contact with me a couple of times about they're needing to do some work in their building to make it more feng shui, to flow better, efficient, I think is the actual word, and as well as some bathroom work. So I think he'll be putting some numbers together, talking with his wife and employees about maybe a possible another refinance for that. And we would be on board because they paid on time and they've been very good. So a terrific use of funds there. So, yeah, no, and then the Citizen Advisory Review Board, that was their two agenda items was the loan from CRA and then approving the LBA 40 funds, both items unanimously. Know of anyone else who would like to start a business or maybe need some equipment for their business, other notable use funds?
Did you let the It's Hardware know about what's available?
They did,
Okay.
they did. Maybe they will down the road. Chose not to in front.
Yeah, I was just trying to think of any new that might not know about it.
Yeah, Royce and I had a good conversation about it. And I think as they move along, maybe they'll get to a point where they want to do something. That I think he talked about each. TV has. Which. I don't know if you looked at Friday and Saturday. It's gonna be 101 and 105, so 104, right? Here at 105, so.
Anything over 100 is just not.
It's gonna work in your HVAC system pretty hard. Sally?
California, it's Death Valley, but. See California, or. It's the whole time when I. You miss. No, she. Right. No. So you're out again. No thanks, it's your. Personally. What's everything you do?
I understand here a while back, there was an individual in town that wanted to be out at the airport. And he was gonna flip airplanes. I'd like to know how that came about. If anybody's talked to it. I'll send this around to us.
That's what, that's what food is, okay. Oh, we're getting planes, bring them back. This month, so.
I know big daughters, I've had to do that.
Better know what you want to flip it in there.
It has to think about this.
It's funny on this planes. We always.
Yeah.
I know Ben, when he does it, so it's solid. What? Wait.
I have trouble changing my windshield wipers every now. You wanna change them all?
They have like a big guest. A little guest, that's very interesting.
High school, I think, high school member. Or, little ones.
French word. I can't remember. Well, that's. Sure, that's pretty big. It's too hot. Big trucks. Scores. It's really. Writing their shit and just. We should run up 7 p.m. Thursday to see. It's sure be like far. How she is coming. Like.
Well, that sounds like a slur.
Yeah, we got you be calling me, you go. Uniforms like dress, uniform job. Sleep. Right, last chance, we got. 4 more minutes, any questions concerning the public hearing of the LBA 2017 advisory review committee? Not anything from here? It's a pretty clear cut. Just a requirement, we have to fulfill it every this year. Right, last minute, that'll be public hearing for the review of the LD report, since we love 611 report. I'm closing the public hearing for the purpose of reviewing and helping a 40 citizens of the Boundary Measure Review Committee 6 o'clock.
If I have this, one more to introduce, like, touch on, starting to coming up next week. Just Christmas, so we can have the beginning to the streets. See, it's very nasty and trying to attract this is kind of damage. And we need some assistance with that. It's not back as bad as it was, so it gets coming back, it's like sort of an isolated area. Just if I kind of went out there and get pockets of big land marker in the front side. Yeah. It's gone. Yeah. Other than that, I think the new section especially looks greener than I've seen it. Thankful to Mother Nature there. She gave us what we needed out of the sky. Hopefully that spigot isn't turned off, so we get more.
Especially after it's been.
Yeah.
Any other communications?
No, thank you.
All right, well, Andrew, you have any communications? Kimberly? No. Jenny? No. All right.
Cemetery board met 5:15 today, had your meeting here. Again, there's just for an opportunity for me to give them an update on the market on Vega Lanes. It's Jason Kirkpatrick, who's working on those.
Thank you very much. All right, it's like the water is what we have. We want to get a chance to look at that one. Knowledge that we have reviewed the water.
And you should have the reports there. Which,
Oh, yeah.
oh, I'm like, about done.
Any other ones, we'll have to enforce and report the next meeting. Apologize.
Right.
That's how it's all.
Yeah. Any financials first, Jeffrey?
I'll get sitting there.
Thank you very much. Any public comment today?
As you. Phil Dawkins did wrestling at the last council meeting. Next thing I went in and talked to Mr. Dunn. And I asked him why he wanted to take care of like West Center. Well, I asked him, why do we have it? And he said, there's a statute in the state of Nebraska. I would like to see that. I'll pick it up tomorrow. Also, the weed control, as you know, that's a pet peeve of mine. There's weeds all over this town. Here again, I asked him, he said that's sheriff department job. So, argument, I'd like to have the contract. Sheriff's Department and the city of Grant, I'd like to read that contract, see what it actually says.
All right,
Thank you.
We're not really any other,
Oh, I have. We have one by two. I had an out of town, yes, well, they have. Only here occasionally that came in for fourth. And stopped me to say that they were absolutely in awe of the park. They said it was amazing. For the 4th of July, but then also on the 5th, the fact that all of the trash was picked up. You couldn't tell that there was several hundred people in the park the day before, so they were very impressed. And so I thought that should be carried over to our city employees.
thank you.
As a thank you. It was a it was really nice. It was nice that it was not 100 degrees still. So.
Thank you for pressing that on, I appreciate it. All right, we did unfinished business, we will move on to new business, review and discussion of the city of Grant improvements for 2024-25.
Oh, yeah, okay, so I have that opportunity to update some things in here. And we'll do again, as we get June 30th financials done, so we can get numbers narrowed down here. Airport, our main project next year will be the Blue Hanger rehab. Actually hoping to expend the remainder of our ARPA funds this year, and Jesse and Anita have been working diligently and putting stuff together so that we can submit reimbursement on that. They had a nice list that they gave us that's trying to follow us, what they'll reimburse for ARPA funds here, American Rescue Plan Act funds. We were given specifically to the airport. So that was nice to do that. So their work, Jesse and Anita are working on it.
I hope they aren't tonight.
We talked about the ARPA funds for, and then I know it says sewer main project. Really, it'll just be for the project itself, not just for this, for the new subdivision project. Cemetery, tuck pointing the remaining brick columns. I spoke with Jason, he's gonna get me a new number for that. He thinks it'll actually be less than that since he did we replaced the 2 big columns last year, so this year, in this fiscal year, so that's good news there. Infrastructure for the subdivision project. Try to figure as much as we can put into there with a little bit of wiggle room. There may be additions or subtractions that we don't know about, so that gives us a little wiggle room, about $50,000 worth. Economic development loan to the CRA, that's in your packet later. Electric, transformers, those are just normal replacements that we need to have on hand. Conversion of the mercury bulb side streets, we still have a lot of mercury bulb side street lamps that we're trying to convert to LED, slowly but surely. So I know Seth sends me emails almost every day, replace this one at this location. So that's ongoing project there. Subdivision new service, that'll be for the new housing subdivision. Things we talked about last time in the general, the address signage on hold. We will need a new office computer. Replacement of council chairs on hold at this time, and then loan to the CRA in 125. And the reason we're not asking for the full amount, not only do we not need it, but we may need it in the future for other projects. So we felt it prudent to leave as much wiggle room there as we could. did reach out to the library and ask for any updates on their capital improvements, and they will be discussing that at their meeting tomorrow. Hopefully I'll have some actual numbers and things to put into that book. Lottery, that's just a placeholder there to let you know that we don't have any Keno funds coming in, but we've still got about $17,800 to expend. We'll have administration fees that will have to come out of there. We've got about $17,000 to expend. So if someone, community member knows of a project, I think the museums use the funds, senior centers use some funds. Jesse's got the complete list she's provided. That's a couple of funds, but we've got those funds for community improvement projects. So Park and Rec, this is kind of an update here. Remove and replace the wood planks with aluminum planks on the benches. We had started this project a couple of years ago and just been slowly working at it. The Nebraska Community Foundation, in conjunction with the Perkins County Community Foundation, was a group, the youth group, and they received 75,000 specifically, 7,500 specifically for this project. So I ordered the remainder of the planks, and they also received an additional 7,500, and that will also go to park improvements. So painting, whatever, they're supposed to be coming up with a list to expend that $7,500.
Match.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
So it's great news, and it gets the kids involved, which is super exciting. Michelle Ross obviously heading that up, so she's really good. Bench renovations, that would be painting the columns, the red and blue where the benches actually sit, which might also come out of the 7,500. Don't know yet. We'll see.
Planning to try to start screening firms.
Yep. Basketball court, tennis court resurfacing, fence, most of that will be fence for next year.
2025.
Yep. And then ball field and park restroom renovations, somewhere in the neighborhood of 10,000. We're gonna have to do some concrete work around the park bathrooms. There's a significant crack and heave in front of the women's restroom door, painting, ceiling. Thankfully, we just had the roof done. Not thankfully, but did help that process. Everything as well as the restrooms at the ball fields themselves. I think you guys came up with the best foot forward on that. Rather than spending 125 or 250,000 on new restrooms, we give those a nice facelift, as well as porta johns for many years. Still no input back on the ball field area purchase. I'll reach out to county attorney and get on top of that. Splash pad, there you go. It's the dream on there. So Curtis, I believe, is putting in a splash pad. I talked to their city administrator, and they're going to be somewhere in that $400,000 to $600,000 range. It's a recirculating system. I'm advising you do if we do, so we're not just having water drain. So
You know, hook it up.
yeah, we're not last time is so. And that's that. They got quite a few minutes, so that the reason it's four to six for them is you can bring that number down. Obviously, you shoot for the fences and then bring it into play where you want it to be. It's like we did with the pool. Shot at the fence and there are amenities there. So the fewer amenities you have, the less the smaller the pump can be. It's just less chemicals you need to run it. So things on there.
Thank you.
Sewer main extension for the new subdivision. Again, I talked about that in our funds. Sewer main camera and cleaning, that's our funds, they're 17,000. Again, we're going to pick up the street, crack sealing, asphalt patching, intersection improvement, which is next on the list. Does not be the project we received. It's just the next one on our 1 and 6 list. We obviously we'll get to that by getting work for the project. Right. Curb and gutter improvements, sidewalk improvements, storm drain cleaning and camera, and then a third of the pickup, waste, new dumpsters there. That's really water, just on the radar here. Again, we continue to operate efficiently, all the wells are running, we have one that's losing some efficiency. So we need to think about a new well set for that. Meter and meter fits for the new subdivision, and we pick ups there. Any questions?
It's fine, there's, I mean, additional items that we need to see.
For sidewalk improvements, is that a designated area?
With CC here comes up with. He's the point for you. He sent the original or the first draft. That sets the revisions to it. So hopefully we'll have something there that we talked about in the survey on that. So when we're ready, I have to show people what it look like. So it's great big feedback. It'll be a continuing. Every year we do a little bit of.
Anyone can talk about streetlights that would match the pools downtown on the corners to continue like the corner ones that.
Yeah, we have actual poles on hand. That's why it's.
We do. The, I mean, where do we have one?
We have 4 more on hand and I'll keep one of those basic things. So,
Where did I do?
we'll just work on it now. We'll go across the bank and go to 3rd Street.
So why don't we just do them when we were doing?
Well, I didn't know that we were gonna, they had reduced the number of poles from the original plan. So when we had ordered those, that was not in the original. You would have exceeded the 13% increase on the contract.
Session on the state rate employee compensation for 2024 from the program. And this will be John Ray JK. Again.
The first reading of the ordinance at the next meeting, if possible, this guidance, you know, as far as you guys take it. So it's like for a duration. It's like, it's slow. We can go one more meeting and then wrap up the first reading, it's the first meeting in August. We can have this as discussion still for one more meeting, the second meeting in July. Ordinance tests. But
I do want to note, thanks to Tony Box, we do know that Edward is 54 plus hours, 54 plus hours for the fixes. It's good that because that matters. And it does not get overtime, so that's what I'm reading that home.
Do the math, would it be possible, the calculations for the technical community average net adjustment to know what that percent is? So we're just coming out to the average based on the communities that we have.
Yeah.
I think so,
Okay.
yeah. And then. I can't remember what we had shared as our thoughts on COLA, what is that?
It's 2.8 last, I think it's 30. Yeah. We don't.
Thank you.
I do not know where Cole is gonna lie. From August, I guess it was the last,
Is it trending either direction?
the last place. It's trending downward slightly. I think it went down 0.4, from the 2.8 from the time before that, it's 2.2. I believe, times 20.
And then the other thing I was noticing is the public works foreman and the public works assistant one. A considerable gap now. I was assuming we did that because of responsibilities. Also, when we do the adjustment for the comparable average, we're closing that gap a little bit.
So that's why you see about fund balance is all department in. Each, so it's revolving fund. And the splitting the parking between the two, 3 and 2, that's why there's still a bit of a gap. Unless the issue of apartment. D part responsibility, so that's why you see that.
That makes sense. So the description of the position is where we're going. It's
Yes.
not where
So
I.
currently it is,
Okay.
works for me, one below it is what I'm suggesting.
Yeah, I guess so, sir, you're increasing the responsibilities of the. So,
It's responsibility, and wanting people to have a problem. Police department is still young. That's what.
If that changed, do we have to take a look at the job description in our?
Possible, so she can review it, but yeah, there were little parts and changes throughout the sound of the building. Description as well. Yeah, I think this. It's great to split the departments, the responsibility up between the two. It's a lot of departments for one individual, but three names as well as two recordings. It's worth looking at anyways, I think we'll be beneficial, as first holding people accountable. For sure.
And then since I guess you're looking at job descriptions. I was asked by the school staff about holiday pay for 4th of July. Since the majority of them were working, I know that they're not permanent employees of the city. But everybody else who is employed by the city is on that day. So, I don't know if that is something that should be considered or.
It's not required.
I don't think they all have to work. So again, the question was kind of like, what's the incentive to make yourself available to work on that day? And it's especially insane.
it's pretty swimmy, and so you're hopefully at the max all day, you know.
Because.
Yeah, no, this year I thought
This
it
year,
was
it's hot.
much
but
better.
we know. So we hit 200 last. Yeah, hit 200 for spring league.
Maybe to give like $1.
It's not bad. I mean, I don't know if Brittany had any issues staffing for the holiday or not, but.
God, this week's crazy.
Yeah, would you wanna reach out? Cause I so really I should go with her.
So really that would be Memorial Day, right, we're gonna July to holidays, the days that would fall if that's open. Yeah. Unless, are they gonna extend this one period this year till after Labor Day?
We will
They
go
talk
to Labor.
to Labor
It
Day.
will be open on Labor Day.
Well, we will go to August 31st. August 31st.
Yeah, so 2 of them, so yeah. I think that's, well. And
Differential pay.
right, for holidays. My only question is.
And then I guess I have to agree with Kimberly, it's like, when I was looking at this, you know, when you go across. Like, pay increase on one of them, it'd be like 89 cents at 3%. But it's almost raising them a lot. So we're looking at, see where the, the community care, that is $3 and then plus. It's rather than just the increase of what your recommendation for wages are.
Absolutely, it's easy. So,
I do appreciate that you included the total benefits that we offer. So we can see the big picture of what Ashland is actually getting. Yes. That includes,
yeah, the silo is something that'll be incorporated from here and out. And thank you for that.
yeah, it.
That was your brainchild.
Mm-hmm.
You did the work, so I like it to happen.
I think that's very beneficial going forward,
Yeah, for sure.
rather than the 14 sheets I gave you before, flipping back and forth.
Right,
Yeah.
flipping them back and forth, it's all, and the big picture is all.
Again, we have one more meeting, so I think it's probably prudent with those questions and changes that we can carry this to the next meeting. Obviously, it's just discussion, so you don't need to. But we'll have one more thing for discussion at the next meeting, and then from there we'll make this guidelines prepared to work. So,
Okay. And you also indicated to the library president that we, and director, that we need the information.
So, they have their budget meeting on June 20th, I believe, if I was able to attend that. So they've also indicated that they will extend their budget at the next meeting, so.
Action and discussion on resolution 240701, resolution of the city council, the city of Grant, for the county of Nebraska to approve a promissory note for the community redevelopment authority from economic development fund for the amount of $120,000.
Again, I give this to you. Tom, as well as Economic Citizens Advisory Review Board, second. I want to say Economic Development, that's not it. Citizens Advisory Review Board, all were in agreement and thought this was a good plan and supported the new housing initiative, for grants. So I think it's with their recommendation, the plan had no changes. Yeah, any questions? Good answer, hopefully, try to.
In the past, we had put out for years because we were hoping that we would start to get more funding in
Yeah.
proceeds and stuff, but. So that was my question, when I oversaw, I guess, the CRA, there was not a whole lot going on, so I really didn't have to think about like, how does the CRA repay a loan? But that was the first question that came to mind, like, if we loan this out, have we calculated the two TIF initiatives that we have? They have that income in a worst case scenario, or is this really being optimistic? Like
There's a little bit of both. It's both optimistic and as well as counting on TIF. The other portion of how they're going to repay their loans will be lot sales. So as they sell lots, and lots are developed, we not only get to sell the lot, we'll see if we can also get the TIF off of that, as well as all the TIF off of the Bishop Tower as well. And Mr. Bacon is working on that now, but he was actually assuming a more aggressive, Mike Bacon is the CRA attorney. He's assuming a more aggressive. He thinks we can sell all these in 10 years and actually repay all of our loans in 10 years. So
And that's just from his experience with other cities.
that's from his experience with working with TIF and what he thinks some of the larger lots might sell for. He appraised that on the Bishop property as well as ours. He's also very good friends with a Mesner development. And he'd already known this through Cliff and his wife.
Okay.
So is there discussion about what those lots were going?
That will be the CRA's next meeting and they'll bill to pay, so I'll be putting out a request on that. We talked about what Paxton did around $1.96 a square foot. So we figured that into one of the lots somewhere between that $15,000 to $18,000 range per lot on the single family homes. Mr. Bacon is working on duplex lots, bigger lots for us. So that's not our forte, that's our normally deal in.
So if for any reason planning takes a nosedive and nobody wants to buy lots, what happens if the CRA right now today, and I admittedly never did their cash flow, but if we recalled this loan, they would not be able to pay it. So I guess what happens? Is anybody else wondering? Yeah, that was my first question. You're thinking. Okay. So,
That's where the optimism.
yeah, I'm good.
There. Yeah. There's optimism, but there's also some metrics involved here that. I think we could sell this one lot. And also, we're gonna apply for the one workforce housing fund. If we get a warrant, then we're not.
Yeah.
We would have those funds coming in as well, we guarantee a home.
And this is essential for them to move forward with really when they're willing to be able to sell this, right?
Sure.
We've kind of come this far.
How many lots, remind me, how many lots are gonna be able to sell out there?
They should, yeah,
No, I just wanna know the ones in CRA will she receive income money for the sale of the lot? Doesn't it do it?
14 in the first phase. And then we'll have. Second phase,
This phase, when do they plan on being sell this?
second phase will only happen after 75% capacity in the first phase.
You have to put more, sure, anyway. But you said it, give me the average again, you said it was 14,000, 17,000.
17, between 15 and 18. I don't know about the. Well,
The max, they're gonna bring in is 238,000 on those 14.
on
That's 17,000, if I'm high.
7 lots. I don't have the estimates for the multifamily lots and or
Okay, so we're gonna- How many, there only be 7 lots for sale or 4?
the 14 for sale,
Okay,
7 tiny homes. There's one larger lot. Next to Carl Lakes, that can be a multifamily lot.
is there more than that?
It's dark. And it's 3 large lots that are also multifamily lots.
Still. If you. The 4 multifamily, or the 3 multifamily,
Plus 15 years of TIF. Around $3,000.
do they have a set timeline that they have to have that house built? Like, because there's stipulations that the house has to be built by a certain,
It's,
yes,
as well as.
what is the company, that they decided that is?
24 months probably based on the time frame of the loans.
You know, that makes a difference as to how fast they pay back and when the trip is there.
Which is why we set the loan repayment for 2 years. To coincide with when we would receive the debt. When the CRA.
So to answer your question, Kimberly, I think it's gonna be a pretty test.
Feels
Say that, that's all that's just by the. Very brief.
Yeah.
Very brief. I think it might be tight for them. Especially on covenants, and especially with interest rates right now, I don't see them flying out the door, to be honest with you. Maybe the lots, but not the building, just because of the high interest rates. That's right. It's my own opinion.
It's very sick of their move out there. Be responsible, to figure out how to do this. Based on the recommendation. And what we got when they used to over, but it is.
I mean, if they,
We're hoping for a better. Home market, you know, I mean, I think things are starting to figure out a little bit. Since. We sort of, we help, so
oh,
small amounts, obviously, yes.
I don't know the argument. Yeah. If then that means you just have to sell 2 lots per year, and so you. Which size might be.
Yes. That's what we got.
But then also have the bond on top of that, so. What does that look like? They. Be bought. It's regional authority, clear pass, the United States, is a big draw from it. It feels a little bit when it. Potentially, right? I mean, I don't know.
But I definitely want to see it paid, right? Don't want to look at it as a grant,
Well,
or yeah, I look at it as. To be paid back, or at your right at the same time. It's good.
is why. And trying to figure out, okay, so 2 lots, how long would it take for the 2 lots to get developed? Quickly could we get tip on those as well as. Trying to just estimate how many lots that's. Saving tip funds from there, from those as well. So those are gonna be high priced.
Risk price, yeah, right. From tax base, yeah.
I mean, it's been studies where Aspen shows all the way to grow a town, that's how.
I'm not against that, yeah, it's not how your price, but I don't think. I mean, set it up to have that.
Want it to be successful, so that we can do.
And they were very appreciative, they have been very appreciative, I mean, I know that. That when we met. You know, in the past. Funds and everything else. This can't happen without, we would be at a stalemate. Just the donation of the architects for this project is huge. I mean, that $200,000 is gonna come off. I mean, that keeps us under that $1 million total project. Which is kind of where we wanted to be, right? So.
But it's good to look at all the angles as we're moving into this. Much needed discussion.
There's really not much else we could do to help them be successful if this is the known dollar amount. Except for adjustment of the payback timeframe.
Right, we can
Like we
always
could extend the
our.
first payment. But is that something that we could potentially revisit based on economic
Absolutely.
developments between now?
We got to 12 months or 18 months and we haven't done Italy squat. Then I can guarantee the CRA is gonna be coming back here and saying, hey, can you give us 24 more months.
Okay.
It's, I mean, if you look at it from past economic development loans and stuff, we have gone back to the table and renegotiated and taken. To advantage of it, you know, with you guys, that you do have that kind of.
I mean, I definitely wanna see this continue to move forward, I just, those were the first questions that kind of came to my mind as well, just not understanding any resources. Appreciate the information.
So we're not on basis. We want the section of a good foundation, good start.
I will make a motion to approve resolution 240721, authorizing the mayor to. Jesse and
Please, that's just collaboration. Yeah, but yeah, that's the normal motion to the rest of the
So I don't think it was the program last week.
This doesn't exhibit A within the resolution.
Oh,
Yes.
so I guess we have to have a loan agreement. In here, so like, fine.
It within C, or do we wait?
Getting one for each of those, or two different loan agreements.
Okay.
So authorizing the mayor and Jesse to sign the exhibit.
Yes. That's so much.
Kimberly moved, Tierney second to accept resolution 240701, authorizing mayor and Jesse to sign the exhibit. Any more discussion? Andrea, how do you vote?
Yes.
Kimberly?
Yes.
Tierney? Yes. Motion carried. All right, resolution 240702. Resolution of the mayor of the city council to approve the promissory note for the Grant Community Redevelopment Authority from the general fund for the principal sum amount of $125,000.
Example.
When we plan on dispersing the money?
I'll put it through the building phase is what my thought is, when
So we
they're,
actually
when they're ready
approve-
for the funds. We wanted to make sure though that the funding was available, you know, make a plan for the bond and
So we'll actually have to reapprove it through bills and claims.
I think that's how we did it the last few years.
Okay.
And this more than likely will all, we've given them, the construction company, December 1 completion time frame. Now, they have the same option, they could ask for an extension if they can't get it done by then. I'm hopeful that they do. But most of this will probably happen within this fiscal year.
I just knew that they could be trying to participate themselves and this might be the startup funds that they're.
So that was one of things like this, get supplies and store them on site, in which case we get reimbursement for that.
That action on resolution number 24-07. Review a resolution of the mayor and city to approve a promissory note for the grant relief property. It has been granted in time, the principal sum of $1,000,000.
Tierney moved and second to approve resolution 240702, promissory note in the amount of $1,000,000. Authorizing the mayor to sign through more discussion. Tierney, yes. 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 Motion. Okay. Action and discussion on resolution 240703, resolution of the mayor and the city. City council. For the divination of ARPA funds, and this is basically formally.
Yes, so one day, rather than it's got in a motion that board, it is actual resolution that holds that we use that the part of paperwork to FEMA these funds, that it shows it's actually approved resolution. Again, the guidelines these were designated by December of 2024, and expended by December of 2026. Well, obviously, but then with construction completion, that's long before.
Yeah. So illustrate our reporting, we went from April, so this will at least illustrate that. Going to some April, so. We did prior to this.
Resolutions required, so we agree, designation will be a part of those.
Second to approve resolution 240703, the definition of the ARPA funds in discussion. Yes, motion carried.
Resolution itself, unless it's by agenda. Resolutions, this is explaining their stuff's going for 2007.
Very good, everyone kind of choose to look at their own things. Yes.
Thank you. Move to accept bills and claims in the amount of 76,674.08.
Gregory moved, Tierney second, and the accept building plans in the amount of 77,674. Rollers, paid students, usage. Kimberly, how do you go?
Yes.
Tierney?
Yes.
Sandy?
Yes.
Motion carried. We are adjourned at 8:04. Thank you, everyone.
This is how I felt about one.